and then we'll stop a little more, and we'll talk a little bit, see how this flows. How's that?
That's good.
Good.
Yeah.
Here we go. Go ahead. I'm going to ask everyone if you could, including myself, if we can do these phones. Yes. Very few people do that. All righty. Anybody who wants to participate, the only thing is, this is the mic we're using, so make sure that we can hear you loudly. And you're the director, or what do we call you?
No, this is PRO.
PRO.
He's the PRO.
All right, I know how to do that.
Is there anything I can do to help, Jonathan?
Oh no, just relax and enjoy yourself. And just enjoy yourself. Here we go. Liberia is a country that has a long, rich tradition in song and in the arts. Much of that history, however, has been obscured by the more recent civil conflict that rocked this country for 14 years. But the tradition of Liberian traditional song has been championed by an outstanding vocal group called Vow to Praise. They also do contemporary and gospel music. The group started singing when the members were teenagers living in camps for Liberian refugees during the civil conflict some 15 years ago. Since then, they have gone on and sung for all kinds of occasions, including for presidents in West Africa. They've also been celebrated in one Nigerian competition as the best gospel group. We are here with Vow to Praise, and we'll call him the spokesman, Clarence Cooper. Thanks for joining us.
Are you welcome?
Talk a little bit about the beginning of this group. I know that the group has gone through different configurations over the years, and it's not exactly the mirror of the organization that started in 1995, but talk about the beginnings of this group.
The beginning was just divinely arranged by God, because we actually never knew ourselves until we met. Our leader, then the founder of this group, was one Seke Glay. He formed himself in Guinea. That was when we fled Liberia because of the war. And in this refugee camp, he was like led, he was sitting and felt the need of reviving souls through gospel music. So he had this song that is commonly sang around Liberia, which called I went to a meeting one night and my soul was revived. So he raised this song, and all of a sudden he heard somebody coming from the left singing an alto. He had a tenor singing from the right singing tenor, and within a second we found a chorus there and we began to sing this song. And this song just drew so many Liberians around that were yet moving because of some have lost their parents, their children and loved ones. They all came together and we saw that soul was being revived.
One of the things that a lot of people don't know, even those who are familiar with the civil conflict in Liberia, was the fact that so many people were relocated to refugee camps in Guinea and other countries. Talk a bit about your experience, see how many people were there, what were the conditions like. Describe what that experience was like.
For me, it was a terrible experience which I'm trusting God never to see. Because I went, like for me, my family, I went with my mom, and my dad was not around, and we were living in the camp. We had to go in the budgets where we go and look for firewoods, or we have to go and sell them to get meal to eat for the day. And I had little ones. My little ones were all malnourished because there was no food, and it was just so bad. I don't even want to remember it again. I'm really trusting that it will never be repeated.
What was the evolution of the music that the group wound up doing? You talked about went to a meeting and my soul was revived, which sounds I don't know how traditional that is, but some of the music that you do comes from traditional sort of indigenous traditions in Liberia. Talk a bit about that.
Well, we had so many songs. We had some of them that talk about on peace. Let us come together and hold together as a nation and pray for peace. There's one that says Kopora. Kopora is a minor song that talks about here we are, God, on our knees, begging for peace. Have mercy upon us. Because we know that during the war we had so many kills going on where people were killed. And we believe it's kind of a sin on the part of Liberians because we killed innocent people. So we felt there was this national thing that needed to be done when we come as a nation and asking for call for peace. So we did this song called Kopora. People who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray, and I, God, will hear the voice and hear the land. It was a wonderful song that drew people together and there was some unity.
And now there are 9 of you, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And tell me some of the differences over the years in the configuration of the group. I mean, some of the singers now look extraordinarily young. I'm going to point to where in the room here with them, but how many people have come? How many of the original people are still there?
The original people that are still here from Guinea, we have like 3 persons currently from Guinea, and the rest came about when we came back to Liberia. After I told you it was we came back in 1998 when we came back from Guinea, and some joined from high schools when we got back into high schools. We had Glade connected Otis, and Otis connected Jehoshaphat like that. We connected ourselves from different backgrounds, and I want to let you know it was just through the grace of God, because we had to, after being through those traumas from the war, you had to kind of mold your minds to be able to fit within an organization. So it was a wonderful thing and an experience that we bless God for.
I would really appreciate if we could hear 1 or 2 of your songs, and perhaps if you the one you talked about. I went to a meeting in my soul with you guys. You also sing that.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to hear that if we could. Now I'm stopping. If you all could stand together over there, however you stand in that way, we can get.